Have you ever looked in the mirror and had the feeling that your body is asking for an urgent change, but you don't even know where to start? That frustration of trying 1,000 diets, cutting out everything you like to eat, killing yourself at the gym, and in the end, nothing really changes? Or worse, you even lost a few kilos, but all it takes is a weekend away from your routine for everything to come back? If you identify with this, stay here with me, because what you will discover now could completely change the way you view weight loss. And the best part, it's not a miracle, it's not a trick, and much less a magic formula. These are real practical tips approved by a nutritionist with more than 15 years of experience in helping people like you lose weight in a healthy, rigorous, and pain-free way. Yes, you can lose weight in 30 days, and no, you don't have to starve or live on salad. The truth is that most people believe that losing weight is just about closing your mouth and exercising, but the hole is further down. There are everyday choices, small habits, simple gestures that you do or don't do that are silently sabotaging your body. And that's exactly why most diets fail, because they treat the symptoms, not the causes. But when you understand how your body works, when you learn what really influences your metabolism, everything changes. Imagine waking up with more energy, less bloating, more lightness. Imagine wearing an old outfit and feeling loose. Imagine your friends and family starting to notice that there is something different about you, something good. This is possible, and it starts with information. Therefore, before any tips, the first thing you need to know is that your body is not your enemy. He's all the time trying to balance himself, trying to protect you, trying to keep you alive. If you are overweight, feel tired, if you have food cravings, that is not your weakness. This is your body asking for help, asking for adjustments. And the good news is that with the right tips, you can help. It doesn't matter if you've tried and failed before. It doesn't matter if you have little time, if you have children, if you work all day, because the tips that this nutritionist will reveal now fit into any routine. Yes, even yours. And I want you to think about one thing while listening to each of them. Which of these tips have you tried and given up on? And which one of them didn't you even imagine could make such a difference? Because when you start applying it, even once a day, in less than a week, you will already feel the difference. And in 30 days, you can look back and think, why didn't I discover this sooner? So take a deep breath, grab a pen and paper if you want to write it down, because the first tip will break one of the biggest myths about healthy eating that you've been told to date. The first thing you need to understand is that losing weight doesn't start on your plate. It may seem strange to hear this, especially coming from a nutritionist, but it's true. The weight loss process begins in the mind, in the way you see food, your body, and even your daily life. Therefore, before making any change in your diet, you need to break the mental cycle that holds you back to the same habits that are hindering your results. And this is where a lot of people fail. Most people start a diet already thinking about how much they will suffer, what they will have to cut out, how hungry they will feel. And when you face this process as tranquility, the brain understands it as something negative, something that should be avoided at all costs. The result? You gave up before you even saw the first signs of progress. Now, imagine if instead you saw this process as a gift you were giving your body, as a way to free yourself from tiredness, frustration, and dissatisfaction. This is exactly how people who manage to lose weight and maintain the result think. They transform your lifestyle, not just your weekly diet. And the first step towards this is to look more closely at your simplest habits. Let's start with one of them, breakfast. It may seem like just another meal, but it's one of the most sabotaged parts of the day when it comes to weight loss. Many say, people skip coffee thinking that it will help them lose weight, when in fact it deregulates the entire metabolism and increases hunger during the next meals. Others eat snacks, anything, usually bread, margarine, coffee with sugar, and think they are eating little. But the truth is that this combo triggers insulin, gives you a false energy spike, and shortly afterwards tiredness, hunger, and the desire to eat again come. And so the cycle repeats all day long. What a nutritionist recommends here is not to stop eating breakfast, nor to live on salad and eggs. It's about adjusting this moment with more strategy. For example, including a source of protein early in the morning completely changes the way your body will function throughout the day. A natural sugar-free yogurt, scrambled eggs with oats, even a smoothie with vegetable protein. This makes you feel fuller, stabilizes blood glucose, and reduces the chances of you having a better mid-morning attack. And do you know what that means? Less craving for sweets, less anxiety, less guilt. Because yes, the wrong diet doesn't just affect the body, it messes with your emotions regarding your mood, your disposition, even your self-esteem. You're not overeating because you lack willpower. Oftentimes your body is malnourished even though you eat excessively. And this can be resolved with simple and consistent adjustments. Now you might be wondering, what if I don't have time to prepare anything in the morning? What if I wake up at the last minute and rush to work? The answer lies in preparation. It's not about time, it's about priority. When you understand that your body needs the right fuel to function better, you find ways to organize yourself. And you don't need hours in the kitchen. Basic planning on Sunday, leaving some things ready in the fridge, having smart snacks in your bag, all of this makes a difference. And this is where another key word in the weight loss process comes in: constancy. There is no point in doing everything right for 2 days, and on the third giving in to exaggeration. The body responds to what you do frequently, not what you do once in a while. And that's why these tips are designed to fit into your real routine, not the perfect routine that almost no one has. Another fundamental point that a nutritionist highlights is hydration. And here we're not just talking about drinking water, because it's good. We are talking about how water regulates body temperature, helps with digestion, improves bowel function, and most importantly, reduces the feeling of hunger. You often think you are hungry, but you are dehydrated. And the body sends similar signals. Result: you come unnecessarily and don't solve the real problem. Drinking at least 2 liters of water a day, especially between meals and as soon as you wake up, helps control your appetite and even eliminate accumulated toxins that leave you bloated. Yes, the swelling you feel at the end of the day, the feeling of heaviness, a bloated belly, may be much more linked to fluid retention than to fat. And this is something you can change more easily than you think. A large glass of water when you wake up, a squeeze bottle in your bag, alarms on your cell phone to remind you to drink during the day. These are simple actions that bring you closer to your goal. But for that, you need to really want it. You can't wait for the perfect moment, nor wait for motivation to appear. It comes when you start to act. And speaking of taking action, there is a detail that many people ignore: hidden sugar. You may be thinking that you're eating well, eating a little, avoiding sweets. But are you paying attention to what is in the food you consume every day? Boxed juice, flavored yogurts, fit bars, industrialized sauces, whole grain, breads with refined flour. All of this is full of camouflage sugar that messes with your metabolism and prevents the body from burning fat efficiently. The tip here is to learn to read labels, even if simply. If the first 3 ingredients include sugar, glucose syrup, maltodextrin, you already know that that product will affect your results. And look how curious. Sometimes you get a whole grain bread with jam thinking you're making a healthy choice, but in practice you're eating as much sugar as a slice of stuffed cake, and that's what needs to change. Right information gives you the power to choose. And when you start making these decisions more consciously, the body responds. You feel less compulsion, less anxiety about food, less mood swings, and that is liberating. But don't worry, because there is one more detail that few people talk about and that the nutritionist is keen to emphasize: daily movement. It doesn't need to be academic. It doesn't need to be hard training. The body was made to move, and when you sit all day, your metabolism slows down. A body at rest is a body that accumulates. And we're not just talking about fat, we're talking about toxins, liquids, stress. Walking 20 minutes a day is enough to start activating your fat burning. Climbing stairs, dancing at home, stretching, all of this counts. The important thing is to create the habit, because when the body moves, it releases endorphins, which are feel-good hormones. And when you feel good, you perform better, sleep better, make better choices. It's a cycle that starts with small steps. And now that you understand the power of these simple settings, it's time to get into one of the most powerful tips of all. And this tip is about something that many people completely ignore: the way you eat. We're not just talking about what's on your plate, but how you behave at mealtime. Eating quickly, standing up, using your cell phone, watching TV, or answering emails is one of the most common ways to sabotage your weight loss without realizing it. When you eat distracted, your brain doesn't properly register what's happening. It doesn't send the satiety signal at the right time, and as a result, you end up eating more than you need. Furthermore, digestion starts in the mouth, and when you swallow everything quickly, without chewing properly, the digestive system has to work twice as hard, and even so, the body absorbs less nutrients and stores more fat. Eating mindfully, chewing slowly, savoring the food, turning off the screens for 15 minutes, and being present during the meal is more powerful than it seems. This reduces anxiety, improves digestion, and makes you feel full with a smaller amount of food. And the best part, you start to reconnect with your body's signals. You learn to identify when you are truly hungry and when you are eating just out of boredom, stress, or habit. This simple adjustment has already transformed the weight loss process of thousands of people accompanied by nutritionists, and you can start now at your next meal. Another essential point that closes this cycle of 7 tips is weekly planning. Yes, planning is still the difference between those who achieve lasting results and those who live stuck in the accordion effect. When you don't have anything planned, the chance of choosing something quickly and wrong increases. That's why so many people turn to delivery at the end of the day, or end up eating whatever they have around, even if it's not healthy. The Nutritionist's recommendation is simple. Take 30 minutes out of your week to create a basic menu, make a practical shopping list, and have some meals pre-prepared. You don't need to be a chef. Simple things like leaving vegetables sanitized, cooking an extra, protein, having chopped fruit in the fridge, all of this makes it easier when you're hungry. What's more, you save time, money, and stress, because your brain gets tired of making decisions throughout the day, and the less you need to think about what am I going to eat now, the easier it will be to stay focused and consistent. This planning also helps avoid binge triggers. When you know that there is something healthy waiting for you, it becomes easier to resist temptation, and little by little, this becomes a habit. You begin to feel pleasure in eating well, because you notice that your body responds with more energy, less bloating, and more lightness. Now I want to hear from you. What is your weight today? What is your biggest difficulty when it comes to losing weight? Is it the candy? Untimely hunger? Lack of time? Did you identify with any of these tips? Tell me here in the comments, because your answer could help other people too. This space is yours, and we read all comments carefully. This is very important, for us to know that this content makes sense to you. If this video helped you in any way, if any tip here gave you that click you needed to start or start over, then like this video, share it with someone who is also on this journey, and of course, subscribe to the channel. This shows us that this topic is important to you and helps us to continue producing even higher quality videos. Thank you for watching this far, and leave a comment in the comments if you want a video with a ready-made menu, shopping list, or practical recipes for your daily life. See you in the next video. Until then.